Robert Bob Horry.
Man,
for the Hall of Fame?
No, not to the Hall of Fame. Here's what I'm saying. I've heard people make an argument. Listen, I've heard people make an argument. I've even heard people who vote for the Hall of Fame make an argument for him. Now, I've been doing some reading based for this segment. I'm gonna read to you what some of the actual voters have said. And what they say is that the Basketball Hall of Fame is not about great players, which is the misconception. It's about contributions to the game. And Robert Horry made a huge contribution. He's been a 7-time champion, and none of those teams he was on would have won a championship without him. So he does have a contribution to the game. I'm just telling you. These are actual writers.
I know, I feel you, but like when people, I wish somebody was on here to say that. That's not true. I think the Lakers, the only one that they wouldn't have won without him was when he hit the shot against Sacramento in the Western Conference Finals. Because they would have lost that series had he not hit that shot. All of those
Anthony Peeler could have done that.
He hit a big shot against the Sixers. They beat the Sixers 4-1. Like,
yeah. But I can't give him this, though. Here's what I will say for him. On those Rocket teams, he was a major contributor. He was a major contributor on those Rocket teams in that playoff run. And people forget, when he was a young player, Robert Horry played some defense. Huh? What'd you say?
I was going to say, those were his best years when he was a Houston Rocket.
Yeah,
when he was a Houston Rocket, he played some lockdown D and hit some threes. So I guess, Dev, I already know you saying FOH, no way possible.
Listen, this is what I always said, though. I don't want to just completely, disregard his contributions, but this is what I've always said to people who make that argument. I think there should be a room in the Hall of Fame where they take you through and they show you people who hit big shots in big moments. But I don't think Robert Horry should have a bust of himself in the Hall of Fame. So yeah, he can get a mention.
Let me ask you guys a question. When I was doing research for this, and I saw the statement more than one time, I want to know how you feel about this. About the fact that they said the Hall of Fame is for contribution and not for great players. Is that what you think of when you think of the Hall of Fame?
Absolutely not.
I think contribution, when we're talking about people who weren't players, like last week we spoke about Ed Sable, those kind of contributions. But if you're a player who makes it into the Hall of Fame, you got to be great. That's my opinion.
Okay. PJ, what's your thoughts on everything?
I mean, I'm not a stat guy, but I mean,
that's
a guy
7.4 points per game,
7 points a game, and like 4 rebounds a game, a career 42% field goal percentage. And again, I know these are stats. But my deal is this. I understand what you're saying. I understand your argument. He has made a big imprint on, I use the term big loosely, but imprint on the team. Like, he was an integral part. But that's like saying, could you say somebody like, I'm trying to think of somebody that played on this board.
Well, here's the thing.
Like
I'm not saying that I think.
The
reason I brought his name up is because we have these arguments all the time. Naran in the chat room said that he only averaged double digits like 3 times in his career. And the thing about it is, like, I'm not saying personally I believe that he should be in, but I've heard the argument several times. And when I was looking for a player for this segment, his name kept coming up, and I was reading these actual sports writers who would say he has my vote. He has my vote. Now, of course, he hasn't got in yet, but I was shocked to see how many people supported the movement of him being a Hall of Famer. These are like
How many rings does he have? How many rings does he have? 5? 7.
Yeah, but they all coattail rings. Come on, man.
So he got
And then, with the Lakers, they talking about they would, I can't count that as them not being able to win rings without Robert Horry. He didn't even play in the regular season. I understand, the playoffs is the thing, but, okay, you do have to win games in the regular season to get to the playoffs to win the championship. He didn't even help the team in his later years. He wasn't even on the
hold on.
I got a lot.
I want to hear what Dr. Bay. Let me hear what Dr. Bay got to say, because everybody else has spoke. With Dr. Bay, what you got to say about this?
When it comes to career, each year in the league is similar players. Robert Horry's career equals that of Donyell Marshall, Rick Fox, Rick Mahorn, Michael Cooper, LaSalle Thompson, Michael Cage, Rodney Rogers, Craig Elo, Derek Fisher, Lindsey Hunter. No, he should not be in the Hall of Fame. His funds are on hold.
Okay, got you. So basically, that's a big FOA. But listen, though, let me do something real quick, because I figured that's what would it be. So I actually dug up 2 players, and I want to hear what your opinion is of this other player. And I also agree. I don't think he should be, but my problem is not so much with him going in.
Jimbo Slice, I ain't get a chance to weigh in, brother, so I'm going to let you go ahead because I got a lot to say about your man.
I know you do, and we ain't got that much time. I know you want a ranking.
Yeah, we already
are. Yeah, the bottom line is this, though. I don't agree with that, but I don't agree with half the people in there anyway. And there's some people in the Hall of Fame who average less than him, believe it or not.
Kuwait is the war room with 5 nights at the round table. 5 Philly guys, the first of